For your texts and your tweets as well. I am at Bernard_sports and Kchege_sports. We've got a guest in the studio today, and they get younger and younger. The sport is looking much younger. This is John Kivan.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you. How are you?
It's a pleasure.
It's good to hear about you as well. We've been told you are doing great things. You've won your class of rally even before the rally ends itself. How about that? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I think this year has been quite interesting. Number one, in God's favor. So we've had a really nice season.
That's you and who? And your
my team.
And your team.
Yes.
And your what is it called? The navigator.
No, so ideally within this series we don't have navigators.
Because you're in the lower class. It's called
yes,
a class
it's
what?
autocross.
Autocross.
Yes,
okay.
autocross class. So I race for a team called Umoja Racing.
Okay.
Yes, and I think we've had a good year.
Great.
Yeah.
Now we're being told you've won your class before the end, before the last race. How did you do that?
Number one, a lot of consistency.
Consistency.
Yes.
All right.
Secondly, I think competition has been really tight this year.
Who's your toughest competition? You had another young man as well
yes.
winning another class as well. It's called Neil, isn't it?
Yes. Neil has won 2 classes.
Okay.
The two-wheel drive non-turbo car, as well as the two-wheel drive non-turbo buggy. It's really an inspiration, and I'm really happy for him. Yeah.
Have you ever done the buggy as well?
No,
you haven't.
No.
You're not going to go to that.
No.
So what interested you in this class of rallying that you are in? What's the difference between it and say the main rally and the other rallies?
This particular section of rally called autocross is a bit affordable, number one, so it attracts more players within the sport.
You must have a car.
Yes, you must have a car.
So you have cars because that's for racing.
Yes. So
and then you have the other one that gets you to where you're going to race.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So ideally, what enabled me to make this happen was I have a workshop run by day where we build and prepare motorsports vehicles for people. It's called Craftworks Automotive.
It's called what?
Craftworks Automotive.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. How did you get? First of all, we've seen what you have on the table here. This is a helmet, I presume, eh?
Yes.
But it looks a little bit big. I mean, it's not that your head is that big. Eh? What happens? Why is it so bulky? Can you just pick it up and probably show me how? Oh, okay. It's even tied to something here.
Yes. So this is called a hands device.
Hands device.
Yes.
The hands device we know are the ones we have on phones.
So
hands-free. What does this hands device do?
So this actually is used for neck support.
Neck support.
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally, especially during when you're in session or when you're racing your car.
Where does it go? On the shoulders?
On your shoulders.
Okay.
Let me just put it on, actually.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. But as long as we can be able to hear you and see you, eh?
Yes.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So it supports the neck. Eh?
Yes. And then now you put in your helmet. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So ideally, it's supposed to resist your movement.
Okay. So that
protect
you
your
focus
neck.
on the
yes, exactly. Protect your neck.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's got to be this bulky.
Yep.
Okay.
It's very uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. Okay. And you have to hook it up yourself, eh?
Yes.
So, when you're starting the sport, I mean, Ken, I'm just wondering, I mean, look, we even couldn't race on bikes because we couldn't afford to buy bikes, but when you're starting on this, I mean, what starts you off?
In terms
what
of...
do you need to start?
What do you need to
You're
start?
at home,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then the interest develops.
Yes.
So do you jump into dad's car and drive it at speed, and then he says, oh, you're going to be a rally driver, and he buys you a car? Oh, what starts you off?
I think everybody has a different journey into this sport. Ideally, there are many guys who get inspiration from watching TV or other people of influence towards them, or their family members, etc. Or some guys who've been racing previously in their families, etc. So yeah, but I think first of all, you need that determination and you need that grit. And secondly, ideally, I think support. Family support and friends.
Financial support.
And financial support.
Let's even, before we even get to financial support and family support, why are you called the sons of the late Ben Mushemi? I would like to know that. I knew Baba Shiro very well. That was his nickname in the rallying circles.
Yes.
And we're being told you young people are the ones taking over rallying now.
Yes. So as we all know, Mzee was a really good person, a really philanthropic person in the motorsport scene. Yes. So he passed on in 2013. rest his soul. So he was such a good person. He supported so many people within the motorsports industry. And I feel and really young to carry on his mantle forward and make sure that many more guys join the sport. Young, old.
And who are in the group of people you're saying were really helped by the late Ben Mushemi?
So we have, like currently, there are drivers all drivers who've retired right now. Mentioned Charles Ismail, Sushil Gohil, and they come back to me and tell me how they've been supported by Ben in ABCD during Motorsports. You see, they're really good friends and all that. Joroge, mention the lights. So many guys, so many.
Okay, yeah. So there are many. You remember we were with McRae here, McRae Kimathi the other time.
Kimathi here.
He had even gone for the Rally 3, and I think he was getting training on driving on ice. Do you?
A scholarship.
If you are told to go on ice now, what would be your reaction?
I'd be a rookie, number one, but I'd love to learn how to do it.
What is different from what you're doing and what McRae is doing?
McRae is on another level. That's more of international standards. Some place one day I'd want to reach. Yeah, so ideally, like as you guys have talked about racing on ice, it's something I've never done. We don't have ice in Kenya, and ideally you have to race on studded tires, and like here we just race on rubber.
But wait, I'm just thinking, Bernard, you're not in the rally, the Kenya National Rally Championship.
Yes.
You're a rank lower.
Yes. So I'm in the Kenya National Autocross Championship.
The Autocross Championship.
Yes.
And of course that, I assume, transitions or graduates into now the Rally Championship.
Actually, it should.
Yeah.
It should.
Is that the natural progression?
Yes.
Progression?
Yes.
And when do you think you're getting there? Because I think this is only your second season.
Let's take a little break now. Let's take a little break and then we come back and talk some more, because I really thought we should have talked about what's happening in the world of cricket. You know, with this cause of cricket and the historic moments that have happened in the world of cricket, Ken. You know, some of the results that we saw there's a Cricket World Cup that is going on at the moment, and some of the results that we saw are some of the biggest in cricket history.
That can only be Afghanistan beating England in the World Cup. I think that's probably, that ranks in the top 5 of upsets. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think those were very, very big scores in cricket. I think, first of all, Netherlands beating the South Africans, and then England as well being beaten by Afghanistan. I think we're going to change things a bit as well and look at what we have in the fixtures for the EPL, for example, Ken. I think you have them there for this weekend. We've come from the international window. We also have the local fixtures of the Kenyan Premier League, but let's have a look at the EPL fixtures on Monday. Ken?
So we have the EPL. I don't know why we've started at the end instead of at the beginning, but on Monday, Monday we have Spurs. Remember, Spurs are at the top of the table. By the time they play this game, I doubt they'll still be at the top, but they're playing Fulham at home. That is on Monday. Sunday, so here we go with Saturday. Saturday, the early kickoff is the Merseyside derby. Remember, we talked about derbies the other day, Bernard, and Liverpool is right there with Everton. Then we have Brentford and Burnley squaring it off later that afternoon. Wolves are being entertained by Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest are playing Luton. Luton showing giving a good account of themselves. Then City, of course, aiming to go back top, playing Brighton. Newcastle, the new rich kids, playing Crystal Palace. And then there's the derby, Chelsea versus Arsenal. This is going to be a big one. Arsenal coming off that win over Man City.
Why are you calling it a derby?
They're London teams.
But one is Westlands, one is Eastlands.
Well, yeah, anyway, yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Okay,
so Arsenal coming off that win of City.
Sheffield and
Chelsea just starting to get their footing now.
Okay, so Arsenal apparently have not started training because they think Chelsea is a small team. I hear so. I just get some intel that is coming in now. Let's look at the other fixtures as well. In fact, we can go even the Kenyan Premier League fixtures as well, because we have matches that are going to be played after the international window. But we've got to look at what's happening this weekend as well.
KPL, yes. We have KPL on Saturday, starting at 3 o'clock. Talanta is playing Posta. The Sofapaka Police, KCB Ulinzi, Bidco.
You know, it's interesting. This Sofapaka Police game, I think, is going to be played in Machakos. The first time that a match is going back to the Machakos Stadium since COVID-19.
Yes.
That's in 2019. So there's been no action going on in Machakos up to now. So now it's going to have some action. Then KCB versus Ulinzi.
And Muranga Seal, the surprise team of the tournament, is being hosted by Bidco. Let's see how that goes.
The other fixtures as well.
Then Sunday.
Zoya with homeboys, that can be equated to a derby in the western side. Bandari and FC Leopards, this is a big squabble now. You know, cats cannot swim in the ocean, we understand. But Bandari itself have been having difficulties swimming in their own backyard. In fact, their coach resigned because of difficulties.
One's coach resigned, the other one was fired.
Yes.
So they are meeting.
But one has a new coach. FC Leopards have a coach who was there before. Trusha is back in that team. There's been a lot of talk about whether he should be there or not. The fans are divided on the opinions, but the game has to go on. Shabana, they're also having a little bit of difficulty because they were not getting to winning ways, and they won their first match recently after 17 years.
Beat Tusker.
They beat Tusker. They're playing City Stars.
Hosting City Stars in Gusii.
Yes. So they're playing City Stars. Tusker is playing Gor Mahia now. That is another derby.
It's a big one.
Now that's because these among them, they have shared the championship for a good number of years. Gor Mahia and Tusker are past champions. In fact, there are only 3 teams that have won it for a long time. Sharks is playing Muhoroni. This is in Sharks is the one at home. Muhoroni have an issue with their stadium, and not many people want to play there. The Sharks need to get back to the winning ways. So those are the fixtures for the Kenyan Premier League. Let's go to the other fixtures that are going on over the weekend, just so that you don't miss them, so you diarize them as well. Now, the athletic season might look to you like it has ended because of the Berlin Marathon and all that. We still have some coming up. The New York City Marathon is still coming up, way to go. But the half marathons are going on as well. I think there's a Valencia.
There's Valencia
half marathon that is going to go on Sunday as well. There was the Amsterdam Marathon that was won by a Kenyan as well over the weekend. So keep an eye on what's going on in the half marathons. It's usually good training to get onto the senior marathons.
And Bernard, don't forget, the African Football League is kicking off tomorrow. In Simba, the Bernard Mukapa Stadium, where Simba is playing Al Ahly of Egypt.
The league is not getting much of attraction, but it's one of the richest leagues. And I don't think Kodivane, do you follow football at all? No. Do you? Or when you're rallying, it's just rallying?
It's just rallying.
And nothing else? None of these English Premier League teams even bother you at all?
Yeah.
Formula One?
Well, there's Formula One on Sunday.
Yeah. What do you make of
the
it,
US Grand Prix?
I haven't watched a few.
You haven't watched a few?
I haven't watched a few, but...
You've missed a lot, then?
I've missed a lot, yeah.
But you haven't missed anything. Verstappen is winning everything.
Yeah, Verstappen is almost dominating.
Which is your team?
I'm a Russell fan.
You're a Russell fan?
Yeah.
Okay, not even a Hamilton fan?
No, I'm a Russell fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope he's going to get onto the podium sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Verstappen doesn't look like he wants to do anything. Primarily, what's the difference between your rallying, the Macrae rallying, apart from the fact that it's at a higher level? If you got into a car, for example, that Macrae drives, what are the challenges you would face?
I think, number one, it's a different car.
It's a different car.
Yeah. The driving style you'd have to adapt to a lot of
change,
things.
Obviously.
You're used to a H pattern gearbox with H pattern.
Is there any other pattern? If your car has a different pattern, then you really must question your manufacturer.
Okay. What Macrae is using is a sequential box.
Yes. They just push it and moves. But you'd have to take instructions from a navigator.
Yeah.
How good are you at taking instructions? Because in this class that you drive, you're on your own.
Yes.
You make your own decisions.
You make your own decisions.
So what's the microphone for then?
So all helmets come in with inbuilt microphones. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you choose to buy a helmet without this, well and good. But the day you'd want to rally, it'd be an extra expense on your end. But yeah, I'd really love to do it.
So those are the challenges.
I have co-driven the previous Kajiado Plumber.
You were the co-driver. So you were the one calling the instructions.
Yes.
Now I need to ask you something. Do you think the co-driver makes or breaks the driver? Does he make or break the rally?
Before I started co-driving, I was like, but now that I've done it, to be honest, a co-driver needs or deserves all the glory, 60% of the driving is the co-driver.
Really?
Yes.
So 60%
Yes.
is the co-driver.
60% is the co-driver.
The driver is only
the
40.
instructions is giving.
Yes, because if your co-driver gets lost on the notes, that's it for you.
You will go in the wrong direction for the
Or
rest
you
of the
guys are
rally.
going to slow down. It won't be.
We've seen a video once of two drivers actually quarreling. When one, you've seen it, I'm sure. Yes. You saw it. You've seen it. And telling you, please listen to me. Samir, please. I'm telling you, concentrate.
You're breaking the car.
You're breaking the car. And then ultimately they crashed. They crashed out. What do you think was the problem there?
There was no driver.
No, but the driver was saying, no, shut up. Leave me
Yeah,
alone. What was the driver doing?
The co-driver and driver did not have that connection.
There's no connection
You have to
whatsoever.
gel.
Listen, we may not have a connection.
Yes.
But if this is the route we are to take, and you are giving me the route, I have to listen to you.
But if I have any doubts in you, then I'll actually try to slow you down.
But you don't know the route. I have to give you. If I tell you it's a hairpin bend, you've got to take it like a hairpin bend.
Yeah,
if I tell you it's a flat out, it's a flat out. But if you're not listening to me, how do you know it's a flat out?
You see now, the thing is, you as a co-driver.
How do you know it's a second right, a first right? How do you know?
You and the co-driver, yeah? If you do not have a good rapport,
Yes.
right? And you're scared of where I'm driving, you'll definitely call some notes that will slow me down. And you don't need to slow down. Right?
So the co-driver
as I'm moving, I'm realizing,
yeah,
exactly.
How do you get in? Even right now, I can't get into a car with a driver I don't trust. So when you're going into rallying, how is it possible that you get into a car with a driver you don't trust? Let's put it the other way around.
Yes.
When you start rallying at those levels,
Yes.
what is going to determine your choice of a co-driver?
Number one, a person maybe I'd call a friend. A person we have a good communication, relationship, and a chemistry. That's, I think, the first thing of all.
I'll tell you a
It's
secret.
not professionalism anymore.
No, it is professionalism. I'll tell you a secret. Patrick Njiro
Yes.
once blamed his co-driver for not winning the rally. And he said it was 100% navigation error. And the navigator was also a friend of mine. And I think you know him. Do you know him? It was Abdul Sidi.
Okay.
So it's an old... So this thing of the navigator and the driver fighting is not new in rallying, is
It's
it?
not.
And it's common.
It's common. It's only that guys don't talk about it.
Really?
It is there.
So it's like being in a bad relationship.
Yeah, and after the race is done, guys, when you get the trophy, everybody's smiling, but when they go home, it's... or when you're back in the car, it's a fight, it's a blow away, you know.
What if you don't win the rally? Do they still look at each other?
If you win the rally, then you're fine. And
If you win, you're
post
fine.
pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Who's your idol in the international circuit? Who do you, I mean, in rallying, not in
Kali.
Formula One, yes.
Kali.
Who's that?
Kali.
Khalid, why?
Kid is a genius. Kid can drive. No,
What do you mean? I mean, those are things that fathers hear and they wonder what you're talking about.
His driving
What does
style
he do?
is-
What do you mean he can drive?
His driving style is exceptional.
His driving style.
Maybe he just has a good co-driver.
Also that.
You
Yes, also that.
Also that, huh?
Yes.
But do you think that your prowess as a driver as well is just as important? Probably 50%, not even 40 as you're giving it, to the success of your team and you winning the rally.
Yes. You're the one in control of the steering wheel. And the co-driver can tell you slow right, slow left, triple caution into ditch. And you refuse to listen. And that's it. That's the end. Everybody has done the work well. Your mechanics have fixed the car really well. It's up to standards. Your co-driver is calling the notes at the right time, at the right place. But
What's the worst experience you've had with your car in a rally?
once my wheel came off.
The wheel?
Yes.
Which one? Right, left, rear?
The driver wheel. The front wheel.
front
The
right.
front right.
So you saw it actually running ahead of you?
Actually, I was standing into a slow left hairpin. And the wheel just turned that direction.
And you saw it going? Did you
Just
give
go in
it
the car.
did you glance at it quickly or did you just go
I
on like
glanced.
it?
And you wondered,
the car
hey, where do you come from?
Exactly.
Did the car turn?
No, it just went straight and stopped down.
Did the
But
car
you-
stop
you are
you
not
or did
moving
you
first.
stop yourself?
I
you
did not
decide-
stop myself. The car stopped.
The car stopped because
Yeah.
it doesn't. We've
Yeah.
seen people driving on 3 wheels, by the way,
Yes.
in the rally,
Yes.
and still moving fast, and they don't
Yes.
even notice.
Yes. If it's the rear part, then
It's possible it can
it's
happen.
very possible because the weight can be distributed a bit because most of the weight of the car is in front,
Is at the
the
front.
engine. Yeah.
Listen, John, we really wish you the best, but I need to ask you as well, how long before we see you in the Safari Rally? You know, the Safari Rally is coming back in the traditional Easter dates.
Yes.
From
like
next
this
year.
time it's March.
Yes, in March.
I'm really trying really hard on my end to try and make it see through such dreams and aspirations to come through, but it's more of also a financial decision that needs to be made here and there.
Who's financing you at the moment? Who's financing you?
Friends and family.
Friends and family.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's.
I saw one of your friends that you came with, so I presume that they're part of a family. That's the main sponsor.
Financing could be moral as well. You know?
Ken, don't get into this. Don't get into this. He said that's the main sponsor, and we leave it at that. Because this sponsorship could be emotional. Yes. It doesn't have to be only. You need also emotional support.
Absolutely.
Yes, this sponsorship could be companionship. This sponsorship could be also money. It could be just nutrition, because sport is taking a different dimension at the moment. There's a sports science as well. There's what you need to eat. How do you keep fit? What do you eat before you get into a rally car?
So ideally, I do a lot of gymming.
Gymming, okay.
Yes. So I have about 3 sessions a week, and then also my breakfast is a bit light foods.
On the day of the rally.
No,
just generally, yeah. Okay. And that helps you out.
Yeah, on the day of the rally, I actually stress it. I eat a lot during the rally. It's interesting. But ideally, it's more fruits, a lot of fruits. Yeah.
So your mom would probably like you to be rallying every day so that you can eat a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Put on a little bit of that, Well done and congratulations. We wish you the best as you go on. How would you advise all the younger people? You haven't told me how many years we wait, because we shall hold you to account. How many years before we see you in the rally? And your main sponsor is here and watching, so you better make this commitment, knowing that there are many people watching you.
I think for me it's more of a humble appeal to the corporate community to come in and sponsor young talent, and as well as for the young generation, anything is possible. It just requires you to have a lot of determination and have just plan your goals, and everything will fall in place as long as you have the right people to support you.
Great. Yeah. That's very great inspiration. 2 years?
Let's give it 2 years.
We give it 2 years. Yes. We are in 2025, March. All right. Thank you so much. It's been nice talking to you. Unfortunately, again, we've run out of time and we have to go. I can't even read the reactions that I had that I had from you, but a good number of people are saying, look, John says, no. Yes, sports still is a unifying factor, but it needs to be nurtured. And a contribution in Kiswahili says, uzalendo hauliwi. So I think it means that nationalism you cannot feed on nationalism. So you have to have money before you can do things for the nation. Just a few of the comments that have come our way. We'll be back next Thursday for more on sports on Scoreboard. But for now, we have to go. Thank you, John, and thank you, and see you next week.